Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I am Nancy Art now with Cooking with Nancy O. My sidekick today is busy and not helping me, so you are stuck with just Nancy. I have a great recipe for you guys today, and I thought of this because of the colors it's going to have for Thanksgiving. And the best thing is, it's going to be a salad, and it can be made up like 3 days ahead of time. Now, how fantastic is that when you are so busy making everything for Thanksgiving dinners to have a recipe that's so healthy and you can still serve it on Thanksgiving and make it a couple days ahead of time? I would probably do it the day before or 2 days before, so you have that one day for leftovers, because we always have leftovers and those are the best. Okay, so I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know I did. I was so busy, and it's just the beginning of the holiday season and the food fest that's going on. Today, we're going to talk about two things from the tower: kale and peppers. So we're going to make a kale quinoa salad. I have never made this one, but I've made a lot of quinoa salads with kale and lettuces and things. So I know it's going to be good because of the ingredients in it. And we're going to start off with, we have two different kinds of kale here. And as you can see, one is curly and this one is called black kale, dino kale, Tuscan kale, all kinds of things like that. And the recipe called for this one, I personally don't know. I would have mixed them, but since it called for that, that's what I made. After I make it and get an idea for the flavors, I might just add the curly kale if I wanted to. So I took a shortcut today making the kale. So the kale comes like this. See how thick that is? Well, instead of ripping it all off of the stem, I was in a really big hurry today. So I took my scissors and I just went down and cut it into my pieces that I wanted. And then the stems I threw in a bowl. And you're like, why would you do that? Why waste all that? Because all of this kale is still edible. And what I'm going to do is throw it in the freezer. And when I make my smoothies, I'm going to throw it in my smoothies, and then it'll be icy cold. And bam, I have done two jobs with one vegetable, making it cold and eating the rest of the vegetable without waste. And we don't like to waste anything. So we know that kale is like the superfood cancer agent, cancer fighting agent. It's fantastic for us. And that's why I grow so much of it. I also grow extras to share with my daughter-in-law because she puts it in her smoothies. So our recipe has a lot of individual ingredients. We have the kale, we have quinoa, chickpeas, carrots, and carrots don't grow on the tower. So we chose to do shredded carrots because you don't have to chop them. So you can make things faster for yourself. So that will just go into the salad, and it's really a nice bite size. We have the chickpeas here, onions, and then our salad ingredients, our dressing ingredients are over here, except for the quinoa will go in our salad. Now, I'm going to teach you the best way to treat kale. We are going to take a pinch of salt that I don't have sitting here. So let me grab it. Okay, so I'm going to take a little pinch of salt and I'm going to sprinkle it over the kale. I am going to add some olive oil to my hands. And we buy great big bottles of olive oil around here. So I'm just going to kind of dip like this. Isn't this crazy? But the big thing to making kale taste better, you're going to rub it in your hands and you're going to massage it. It's going to get tender. It's going to take the bitterness out. And it's just it's so much tastier. And you're just doing olive oil and salt. I just think when I found out how to do this, and guys, I've been cooking for a long time, as you can tell. I have a family of 4, and they're all grown with children. But I didn't know this is what you had to do until about 3 years ago. And that's when I learned how to take care of kale to make it taste better. So every salad I make now, I now massage the kale before I get started. And that's all there is to it. So let me wipe my hands a little bit. And we're going to add this to our quinoa over here. Let me pull that around. Okay, so we have 3 cups of quinoa here. You're going to take about a cup of dry quinoa. You're going to cook it Now here's the trick. After you're done cooking, make sure you fluff it with a fork to make it nice and fluffy, but it's going to be steaming hot. You don't want to throw your kale in there. So what you're going to do is make it ahead of time, or if you're in a really big hurry, after you cook it, take a cookie sheet and put some parchment on it, throw it on there and put it in the freezer for a few minutes, and it would cool off like that. I actually threw it in a bowl into my freezer because I was not in that big of a hurry today, but I just wanted to make sure that it was nice and cool. So after we get that all fluffed up, we're going to add our other ingredients to there, and we're going to add kale to it. See how you're just, and then we're going to add the peppers. You see how the colors are looking really, really gorgeous. Now, here's the thing about this. You might notice I used yellow peppers, but you could use orange peppers, but or green, either one, whatever color, or you could mix it up. It calls for 1 bell pepper. We usually buy a variety of colors when we don't have any from the tower. Our tower grows peppers with all different colors, and that's what I like. And so you can add even more color. So here's your orange. Are you getting the gist for fall harvest here? And you're going to add some chickpeas. We're going to mix this all up, but the best thing is we're going to make our own dressing for this. And we're going to, now we use shallots, and we've talked about this before about the shallots. So the shallots are not as intense. I really like them on salads. I love onions. They don't like me. So a shallot is this big. Here's a half of one. And so Rick diced these for me before he left. And you just have a nice small diced shallots here, and the onion flavor will not be as intense. Okay, whoops, and we'll put that in there. So now we have our salad coming together, but we're going to need some dressing for it, correct? I'm going to take this and mix it a little bit. So you guys know that the quinoa is really, really good for you. It's a great source of all the 9 essential amino acids and repairing for sore muscles. So those people that work out all the time, racquetball coaches, all of you guys should be promoting quinoa for muscle repair and sore muscles. This is a great thing. Now you add the kale to it, which is like your best vegetable ever in the world to eat, and it's so difficult to eat because of the bitter taste. I just showed you how to knock out that bitter taste, and then you have a superfood going on here. Okay, now we need a dressing for this. So I am using my little dressing maker, or you can use a bowl and a whisk. So all we're going to do is add, we have about 1/4 cup of olive oil here. We're going to add that in there. We're just going to make this taste really, really yummy. And guys, you can always make your own salad dressings. They're so easy. And if you make your own, it's so less dense with sodium and calories and all that. Here's some apple cider vinegar. Okay. We have a little, now they said to mince the shave the garlic, so that we did that. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit of that in there. Let me get my little scraper here. And you don't have to put all of the dressing on the salad. Oops. I think I've told you guys before, I'm not big on salad dressing because I like tasting all those delicious vegetables. And sometimes the salad, the dressing just drowns it to me. And then a little Dijon mustard. That's always a great thing to add to your salad dressings. Wow, all these ingredients sure disappeared off my counter, didn't they? Okay, I'm just gonna put the lid on. We're gonna shake it up a bit. And look at that, we have our own dressing. So that is plenty for this salad, as you can see. Now, before we get dumping it all on, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to put this on my whole salad right now because I have no one to share my salad with. So what I think I'm going to do is mix this really well. If you're going to save this for 2 or 3 days, I think I would wait to add that dressing on. but just you can serve it right on the plate. Look at that. And you can just drizzle your dressing on it if you want. Sometimes you have to be smarter than these containers to figure them out. See, and I just added just a little bit, probably too much for me. And then look at that, you have your salad. Now, you want this to look gorgeous for Thanksgiving, right? So we're going to take and pull out this pretty little bowl. This was nothing expensive. I just picked it up after Thanksgiving one year. It looks like a leaf. And this is how you can make your meals look fantastic. Look at this. Serve that salad right into a pretty bowl. And look at the difference. And I think that people are going to be more impressed that it looks like the holiday. Look at the dark green in there showing up. Is that beautiful? And then you can keep the rest of the salad in the fridge, and then you can drizzle your dressing on this part of the salad, and you're not dressing the whole salad until it's needed. So here we go. You have to be careful not to get too much. And look at that. You have a little bit of dressing on there. Now, depending on your crowd, that could be the perfect size for serving. We have a very large family, so sometimes I use larger bowls. I have another leaf bowl that's even larger. Okay, this is the basic salad. I would like to add the curly lettuce. I'm going to give you some options of what we can do with this salad, because I think that everything should be to your taste. One thing I don't have here is I would definitely add cucumbers. Now, if you didn't want to chop the cucumbers, I would arrange them around it as a border, which would make it look great. I do have some slivered almonds. I'm going to sprinkle slivered almonds on there because I think that's going to add a wonderful taste to it. I also have, these are dried cherries or cranberries. Could add another, the cranberries would be a little bit redder looking, so that would add another color tone than these cherries. But this is what I had on hand. And that's going to add a whole nother level of flavor on there. You see how delicious that's going to be? And is it apple season or what, guys? How about an apple? You can slice an apple up, cut it in chunks, and top that. I did not cut this apple because I'm the only one here today and I can't eat this much by myself. But I would add apple on top of it. Then I would take some shaved Parmesan cheese and top it with just enough cheese to make it look beautiful. Guys, look at how, you know, Rick and I laughed at sometimes it's all in the presentation. I am going to show you this. Is that not gorgeous? I think that looks like the best salad in the world. Okay, I talked about giving this, like serving this for Thanksgiving. Now you could also use a large bowl and accomplish the same thing that I just did, right? Okay, what if you made this and you used it for yourself next week while you're so busy working? You would have great nutrition. You would be able to handle everything on it. I mean, like grab it out of the fridge, throw a little dressing on it, eat it. You have your vitamins in there. You have your protein in there by adding a little cheese and nuts. You guys are ready to go for the busy holiday season. That being said, next week, I am going to teach you what to do with all these scraps. These scraps are going to go in my freezer, and I'm going to cover a ton of smoothie recipes next week, because smoothies on the go, when you're busy shopping, you can carry your drink with you and your smoothies in there, and you can just stay really strong and healthy and not get drained and grab candy bars and pretzels and chips while you're out. The other thing is I do have individual protein shake mixes. This is the protein mix that I use. And if you want to sample this, it comes in vanilla and chocolate. Let me know. Actually message me with your address and I will mail it to you so you can have it for next week and you can sample it, because I'm very excited about that. I found a protein mix that really, really works well with me. And there's so many different ways to use it. So my show next week will be using the base of this protein mix because It has a food label on the back, and it's chock full of all kinds of vitamins and minerals. And then I'm going to tell you how to add more nutrition to it and how to really feel good through the holidays and not so drained. Because boy, this is probably the most stressful time of year for all of us, coming up with the holidays between activities at school and keeping kids going and all of the wonderful activities that we had, and family. So you got to keep up with the family, so you got to keep up with your nutrition level. So I think that I have covered everything today. I just want you to take note of how beautiful this is. I probably should taste this salad to let you know if I like it, right? Which I know I'm going to, because I made similar ones. I'm trying to get let me try to get some of all the veggies in here. Oh, this is very good. And guys, I really love adding quinoa to my salads. I really like this. Very, very tasty. So we know that the quinoa has great essential amino acids. Bell peppers, there are tons of vitamins and minerals in those. And then the kale is our super agent. So you guys are ready to go for the season. I have to get this food down so I can finish talking. And you could do whatever you want with this recipe to make it add more addition to whatever you want. I can't wait to add the apple to mine. So next week is going to be smoothie week, and I'm going to talk to you. I will be using my protein mix, but you can do your own if you like. But I'm really sold on this protein mix because it has so many good vitamins and minerals. So just message me if you want me to send some out to you, and I will. So you have it for next week to try. I think I have covered everything for today. I missed my sidekick. I know you guys did too. So until next week, you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to see my grandkids for a few days. Can't wait to see their smiling faces. And then I'll be back here Monday to give you some more nutritional advice. So I am Nancy O. Have a great week.